Thank you for coming by. This is an American project. Please consider liking and subscribing to help us reach our 2,500 goal. We have reached the 1,000 subscribers goal, and now we reset the goal for 2,500 so we can get ingrained into the system. Thank you very much. Well, the judge dismissed some charges against Trump in a Georgia 2020 election interference case. The judge overseeing the Georgia 2020 election interference case on Wednesday dismissed some of the charges against former President Donald Trump and others, but the rest of the sweeping racketeering indictment remains intact. Fulton County Superior Court Judge Scott McAfee quashed 6 counts in the indictment, including 3 against Trump, the presumptive 2024 Republican presidential nominee. But the judge left in place other counts, including 10 facing Trump, and said prosecutors could seek a new indictment to try to reinstate the ones he dismissed. The ruling is a blow for Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis, who already is facing an effort to have her removed from the prosecution over her romantic relationship with a colleague. I have a lot of videos on that. Check them out. It's the first time charges in any of Trump's 4 criminal cases have been dismissed, with the judge saying prosecutors failed to provide enough detail about the alleged crime. All right, now, Trump's lawyer spoke up here and said the charges were really sloppy. We'll take a look at that in a minute. The sprawling indictment charges Trump and more than a dozen other defendants with violating Georgia's Racketeering Influence and Corrupt Organizations Act, known as RICO. The case uses a statute normally associated with mobsters to accuse the former president, lawyers, and other aides of a criminal enterprise to keep him in power after he lost the 2020 election to Democrat Joe Biden. Defense attorneys applauded the ruling, which came after challenges to the indictment from Trump. Former New York mayor and current Trump attorney Rudy Giuliani, former White House chief of staff Mark Meadows, and attorneys John Eastman, Ray Smith, and Robert Cheeley, they have all pled not guilty. The ruling is a correct application of the law, as the prosecution failed to make specific allegations of any alleged wrongdoing on those counts. Trump attorney Steve Sadow said, "The entire prosecution of President Trump is political, constitutes election interference, and should be dismissed." Now, you know, if they were doing this to the Democrats, they'd be screaming all over the news that that's exactly what it is. Jeff DeSantis, a spokesperson for Willis, declined to comment other than to say prosecutors were reviewing the ruling. The 6 challenge counts charged the defendants with soliciting public officers to violate their oaths. 1 count stems from a phone call Trump made to Georgia Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger, a fellow Republican, on January 2nd, 2021, in which Trump urged Raffensperger to find 11,780 votes. Now, if you take a look into that, you find out he had a whole lot of lawyers on the phone with him to make sure he didn't make a mistake and didn't sound like he was trying to pull anything. And indeed, he didn't. It's a ridiculous charge. That being said, another of the dismissed counts accuses Trump of soliciting then Georgia House Speaker David Ralston to violate his oath of office by calling a special session of the legislature to unlawfully appoint presidential electors. That's not completely accurate. Trump said it had to be legal. He always says that. McAfee said the counts did not allege sufficient detail regarding the nature of the violations. The lack of detail concerning an essential legal element is, in the undersigned's opinion, fatal, McAfee wrote. They do not give the defendants enough information to prepare their defenses intelligently. McAfee's order leaves Meadows facing only a RICO charge. Jim Durham, a lawyer for Meadows, declined to comment. The order quashed 3 of 13 counts against Giuliani. There simply was not enough detail to put the defendants on notice of what to defend against, Giuliani's attorney Alan Stockton said, adding that the ruling effectively removes nearly 25% of the charges. McAfee wrote that prosecutors could seek a re-indictment to supplement the 6 dismissed counts, even if the statute of limitations has expired. The judge gave the state 6 months to resubmit the case to a grand jury. Prosecutors could also ask for permission to appeal the ruling. The case has yet to be scheduled for trial. This ruling comes as McAfee is considering a bid to have Willis disqualified from the case over what defense attorneys say is a conflict of interest due to her romantic relationship with Special Prosecutor Nathan Wade. McAfee is expected to rule by the end of this week on a disqualification bid, which would throw the most sprawling of the 4 criminal cases against Trump into question. Indeed, we're all waiting on that. All right, let's take a look at what Alina Habba said. She said the ruling was a step in the right direction, adding that charges should not have been brought at all. Attorney Alina Habba said on Wednesday that a judge's dismissal of 6 counts in former President Donald Trump's Georgia election case shows the, quote, sloppiness, unquote, of local prosecutors. Fulton County Superior Court Judge Scott McAfee dismissed 6 of the 41 counts in an indictment against President Trump and his co-defendants on Wednesday. During an interview on Fox News, the story Ms. Habba, who is not involved in the case, attributed the dismissal to what she described as the sloppiness of the Fulton County prosecutors involved. I wish that all the counts had been dropped because that's probably what should have been done, Ms. Habba said, who has represented President Trump in 2 New York civil and criminal cases. She characterized the ruling as a step in the right direction while expressing her belief that the charges should not have been brought at all. She says it goes to the sloppiness of, frankly, the prosecutors down there, she added, reflecting on the ruling. Her remarks came after Judge McAfee's decision to dismiss the 6 counts. The original indictment charged 19 defendants, out of which 4 have taken plea bargains. The embattled district attorney has been the subject of several complaints and lawmaker investigations in recent weeks since a defendant's attorney alleged an improper relationship and misuse of public funds in a January 8th filing in the racketeering case. And I have covered all this thoroughly. It is in the playlist of Fani Willis. Okay, that gets you up to speed. So there you have it. Thanks for coming by. Please be sure to like and subscribe to help us reach our goal. We thank you very much and have a great day. God bless.